All right, here we go. We are live, y'all. Welcome back to episode 3 of Wired Differently, where we are
Okay.
answering your questions.
Sorry, I
helping
got to
you
be on my
move
phone again.
forward.
My internet is like tanking on the computer.
We're only
Okay.
live now.
Yeah, we're live now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What'd you say?
we're live now.
We're live. I was doing the intro. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. This is real life. All right, this week our focus is going to be around creating real transformation for the right type of clients, right? And we're coming at that again from 3 different angles. From a business design perspective, that means making sure that you've got the right services that fit you, that fit what your clients need. That means making sure that you understand the journey they're on and the stuff that you're doing is actually going to help them move forward, making sure you know how to get your messaging right. So I'm dealing with all that on the business design side of it. And then Victoria on the people system side, what does that mean for you, creating real transformation for the right clients?
It kind of parallels a lot because, the right clients, when it comes to the people's side of it, we're delivering. We're delivering on the value. But when it comes to a leader, I would say more of the leadership side of it, whoever you're talking to and whoever you're serving is going to reflect on what the team is delivering. So if you got a client and I'll give you an example. Your team is built around your mission. And if you have misaligned clients, it's going to affect the effectiveness of the team. So one of the things I do is I'm very particular about the type of clients I take on because I know what the mission and vision and the people I've already attracted and hired to my team is. And so when it's off, then they're off. It's like, what are we doing over here? Like, this is not something that lights us up. I had a situation where the team had already known what we stand for. And then I was considering another client and I looked at, I shared it with them and they were like, ooh. And I was already like, ooh. Not that it was a bad person. It just wasn't a fit for what we were in business to do.
Yeah.
But I took the feedback from them because I said, for me, not really something that, and this was earlier on too, but from the team, I got their feedback and they were like, yeah, this doesn't light us up. This is not what we do. So they were already bought into the mission and vision. So.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much. Yeah, because I mean, it's like we work so hard to sell things, and we have to make sure that our team can deliver for the right clients, can deliver so much of that.
They can feel into it, like you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have to be excited about it too, to get excited about their work, or else it's just sludging through it, and no one thinks about that. But you don't want them sludging through the work.
We think about that a lot as entrepreneurs. We think about, I want to do the things that light me up and not the things that drain me. Mm-hmm. But I think we forget that our employees want that too.
Exactly.
Go figure. Exactly. Can't imagine why they would want that kind of stuff at all. No.
Yeah. Yeah. And in most
Melanie, what does it mean to you to create real transformation for the right clients from the mindset perspective?
I mean, it just stay in your zone of genius. Don't try and get good at things that you're not naturally good at. We're all too old for that now. So I had somebody ask me the other day, they're in my 90-minute breakthrough boost session. So they get 2 weeks of coaching and they're like, do you help people with taxes? And I said, no. I help you with your money mindset, but you get somebody for taxes. I'm not your girl. No, thank you. So really knowing how to stay in your lane so that you can flex your superpowers with confidence. Because if you're trying to do too much, you're not going to feel confident.
Yep.
Yeah. That's funny. Well, you got to give it to her for asking.
So that's a clear no, but I can help you develop like a walking plan that's going to really help you. Let's do that. Let's talk about your meditation practice. Let's talk about, the clients that you're really looking for and the community you're building on social media. We can talk about all those things, but you got to get a professional for that. I'm not that girl.
That's funny. Because it's so completely off what you do. That's why it's so funny. Because usually when it's like that, they'll ask for referral. Like, do you know anyone that's good? But to ask you directly, money mindset and that,
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's not even in the same ballpark.
I can help you with your mindset of how to find the right accountant and how to like link up with the right person. Like I can help you put it out into the universe to get the right person, but the right person for that is not me.
Yeah, exactly. I can help you find those people.
Well, I know another part of what you talk about in your playbook, Melanie, is intuition. And that really plays in when we're talking about the right clients, right? So like I'm coming at it from a strategic standpoint. Victoria's coming at it from like kind of a culture standpoint. But there's a lot of intuition to the right clients because we do tend to take the bad clients more than we should. A lot of times, most entrepreneurs.
I actually saw an ad on Instagram yesterday that said, this is the exact strategy that I use to book out my coaching clients and never had to do a discovery call again. I said, you cannot work with me if I haven't met you and I don't know you and I don't think you're right for this. Like I don't want just anybody signing up to work with me for the next 6 months. Are you kidding? That doesn't sound like at all anything that I want to do. So really, you talk about that too all the time. Pay attention to what's actually going to help you grow your business. If you have somebody that is in your DMs saying that they can get you 30 new clients this month, can you handle 30 new clients this month? Is that even something that you want?
Exactly.
Like, let's get real clear here with who the right person is so we can actually help them.
And you clearly reached out to me not knowing that I'm not the right client for you. Mm-hmm. Like, really?
Yeah.
You don't even know if I need clients.
Yeah.
You don't know anything about me. And your message to me clearly shows that you don't know anything about me, but you're going to tell me how to get the right clients. Yeah, no.
Yeah, we all know that feeling too when you get an email from somebody across the globe who says, I can help you on your YouTube channel. And I'm like, buddy, I have PDA autism. If you tell me I have a problem that I don't think I have a problem with, you're lucky that I don't have the energy to bitch you out right now. I am just going to hit delete on the email because my business partner doesn't want to hear me bitch about this guy all day. And I'm just going to let it go.
Well, I mean, that's a good point even for our listeners too. Like a lot of times we think that the target audience is going to want what we say that they should want, right? Like you're a coach, so you must want 30 plus new clients every single month, right? Like you just must, because who wouldn't? Because I do, so why not, right? And we think that because we are coming into a situation that way, that the people we're reaching out to are coming into it that way. And I mean, I've ran into so many versions of that. Either they don't, like back when I was doing traditional marketing, and it's like we would build things that would generate lots and lots of leads. And then people would be like, turn it off. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like you've gotten 5-10 new leads this month. They're like, oh, we need like 1 or 2 in a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, I didn't think I was a baby agency back then. I didn't think to ask those questions.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you what I did for one of my clients. This is one that it came back to our discussion on, them listening and not listening. So I told them, I said, I was doing SEO back in the search engine optimization, back in my early stage. I've evolved into other things, but I said, if we target these keywords, you're going to get a flood of clients that you can't handle. He was one person and had one person working with him, and he only worked in a particular geographic area. I said, you're going to get, and then he came back. No, it was actually for him. Yeah, it was SEO. It was SEO because we ended up doing SEO and PPC. But so when it happened, he said, Victoria, can you turn off the fire hose?
Yeah.
He said, and exactly what I told him was going to happen. I said, you're going to get clients from all over the country, and you're going to spend the whole day telling people that you can't do it. And then you're going to feel a way because you're going to get the local ones too, but you can't do it because he was listening to someone else. That was when it was like, okay, I'm going to listen to this person. And I was like, that's not what you want to do. I'm trying to save you from you. And it happened. And then that was when he said, what do I do? I said, I advise you to start listening to me, at some point. And here's the thing, well, how that ties in, he wasn't the right client for me because now I wasn't new. This was one of my first clients. So I took it because I was like, wow, he was like the second, one of the early ones, and he was referred. And I did it. I did what he asked me to do, even though I didn't agree with it. Now I won't do that because it did backfire, but at least he realized that.
Yeah.
He forced my hand in that case, but he just drained my energy the entire time. Like I was drained. I mean, he was just one of those people that as soon as you get on the phone, you can feel the energy before he opens his mouth, and not in a bad way. It was just his energy and it just didn't match mine. It just drained me. So, I mean, great person. Like him a lot as a person, very honest, hardworking, just not the right fit.
We see it all the time with our students at the Neuro-Spicy Academy where they're like, okay, so I just fired all my clients. We're like, yay, now we can actually start doing something awesome. Because 50% of them, they're like, okay, well, I have all this, but I hate all my clients. I don't want to message them back. They're all nickel and diming me. Nothing's good enough for them and all this stuff. And you don't have any time to work on your business if you're in the business so much. So when you're a coach, I know we talked about this last week before I had to leave abruptly. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Fingers crossed. But it's like, you really want to make sure that if you're a coach, especially, because I'm messaging my clients and getting their messages all day. If I didn't like them, it would be like pulling a toenail off every time I had to listen to their message. I just can't do it anymore, So really, really think about, what is your vetting process? What is your relationship building process? I don't advocate for anybody to be in cold DMs anywhere because that's just not the way to go about working with neurodivergent people. But I do advocate for using the poll feature on your Instagram story so that you can say, do you have the downtime that you really want in your life? Because if somebody says no, and they've been watching all of your TikTok stories and your Instagram stories and they know what it is you do, they might actually be begging for your services. But you'll never know if you're full of people that are not right for you.
Yeah. I mean, you really have to trust yourself too. Because I mean, as you start getting more and more experience with clients, and you start getting more and more honed in on who your ideal client is, you get an ick, like you just get this feeling when you're meeting with somebody for the first time that you're just like, oh, and you talk yourself out of it. It's either because the money is going to be good or like, well, they might be a little difficult here, but if I do this, this, and this, we can get around that. If I make these adjustments, we can get around that. And you end up you don't enjoy it. It almost always comes back to bite you almost every time. I don't know that I've ever, like the clients that give me the ick and the discovery calls and I push through anyway, I almost always regret it.
I don't think I've ever had a situation where I didn't regret that.
Yeah, I was trying to think, and it's like over 17 years. I can't definitively say that I've never had one workout, and I've had some that went years. Mm-hmm. Like I stayed working with them for 2, 3, 4 years, and it was the ick the whole time, and it drained my entire team. And the moment that client was either the project was done, or they fired us, or we fired them, or whatever happened,
it was like.
Yeah, like the whole team was just like, holy crap. And there was renewed energy and it was great.
It affects your entire team.
Yeah. It does. It trickles down to the entire team. It trickles down into everything that you're doing. It starts to even like infect your marketing if you're actually putting out content on a regular basis because your energy isn't there.
Right.
Yeah. People don't like connecting with content that's depressing. We don't like watching videos of somebody crying. If we want a drama, we're going to go binge something on Netflix. We're not trying to get that in our happy dopamine scrolling feed. Right. That's not, I mean, you have to show up happy, or at least you don't have to show up as like perky Barbie girl, right? Like that, if that's not you, that's not how you have to show up. But you can't show up drained, bored, tired, stressed out. Like you have to show up at least consistently. Like I'm not a happy bubbly, Melanie's got happy bubbly in spades. She does happy bubbly high energy. I'm kind of like in the middle most of the time, and that works. The right people will connect with you. They'll like your energy.
I'm like,
I mean,
comment over here from Claudine too.
Even when you have the right clients and you're providing a transformation, you have to remind the clients of the transformation, because it's not just financial, it's not just physical, it's not just mental, right? So like, I have a client right now who's also a student at the academy, and they've taken their Instagram from 2,000 followers to over 20,000 followers. And then something happened, and they might've been shadow banned. We don't really know what happened. We didn't get a direct message, but they started losing followers, like 10, 20 followers a day. And that's all they could focus on. And I was like, okay, hold on. Let's look at all the things that you have done in the past 5 months, including launching this new business, right? It's not just how many followers you have on Instagram and TikTok. It's how many people do you have in your membership program that are paying you money every month. Let's worry about those people. Let's be concerned with those people. And that always gets them back on track, and they know exactly who they are. But when you provide a transformation, we know that the negative is what we focus on. So do you want to be working with somebody who's always needs reminding that it's not all negative, or do you want to be working with people who are looking for the positive?
Yeah. I can't even, you said something earlier, Melanie, about, well, and of course this comes in the DM, and I've seen these ads too, like, oh, never have to talk to without doing a discovery call. And I'm like, I don't even want to work with someone, even on the other side of that as the client. Why would I want to work with someone who doesn't want to talk to me?
No. A lot of times they're pitching like videos or courses or masterminds or something like that for the coaching program versus like a one-on-one coaching.
Yeah.
A lot of times that's what they're trying to talk you into.
Yeah.
But most people, even in those situations, they would struggle to effectively onboard 30 people the right way. Because a lot of times people don't have automations in place to, welcome people in. They don't have onboarding sequences baked in. So they're staying in touch with all the new people. And it's very manual. A lot of people that have masterminds and stuff, they're doing, pushing, pulling all the levers on their own. And, you guys have seen just at the academy, it takes 3 of us to keep it growing. And there's people out there doing it on their own, right? They wouldn't even be able to handle 30, 40 group members at one time without it being a problem. I like what Claudine dropped here too. So she says she's reconciling the work I've been doing for the last year, and a huge amount of it has been deep diving into myself and how that really ties into who my right client really is. We were talking about that yesterday in that workshop. And
awesome,
it's like,
by the way. Awesome.
Initially, I had a lot of fun with it. Initially, you're building your business around you. So you have to like the clients, but you're also at the same time creating your stage persona. You're creating who you are when you show up for your business, so that you can show up consistently with the right energy. And that is going to pass into the actual business's identity as you start pulling out of it. Right. So either way, whether it's in the beginning or whether it's, a lot of times we'll think, oh, well, I could, have a staff member. They can handle this client. If I can't, we'll take them anyway. It'll be all right. They can handle their energy. And that doesn't ever really work out either. It's built around who you are. You have to start with who you are.
Well, you have to work on your inner traumas too, because we've seen every new service-based business owner say, I don't want to leave anybody out. I want to help everybody. And if you help everybody, you help nobody. You have to be very specific about who you want to see every single day. And it's not that you're excluding people because you don't like them. You are including the people that you can deeply impact. You can't deeply impact everybody. I had 2 male one-on-one clients. The first one fell in love with me. The second one fired me because I pushed him to look at parts of himself that he wasn't ready to look at. So I don't work with straight men anymore. And I'm okay with saying that. I know I ruffle feathers on social media all the time, and people will say, do you work with non-binaries? And I work with anybody who is LGBTQI plus and anybody who is AFAB, that means assigned female at birth. I can't help you if you are not those things. I've proved it. It's been established. So really, and I know Claudine, who's a student at our academy and has also been in one of my group programs, she took a look at the shadow work in that group program, which was like 25 questions. And she looked at it like she was going to do all 25 in one sitting. She read the first one and turned off her computer and walked away, and then messaged me on Slack and was like, oh, these are real, huh? And I said, yeah, it's almost like you got to get to the bottom of your own bullshit before you can be successful in business.
Right. Because you bring that into it. It's subconscious, and you bring it right into the business, and you bleed it all over the team and everyone else. And then you got a mess.
Yep.
Yep.
That's very true.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about some last week, is showing up as a leader and what that, what all that looks like. So if anybody missed that episode, go back and catch it. There was lots of good nuggets, but being that leader, being confident. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It'll show up in the business, and we'll get to those and other topics, but it'll show up in the business in even the money side, but we're not talking about that today, but it bleeds into everything.
Yeah.
So it's best to do it now. You can't even choose the right clients, the real right clients, until you've done that work.
Seriously. And you don't even know what kind of content to make if you don't know who you're helping, right? You can't go, it's proven. If you go on TikTok or Instagram where you're trying to make a video, and the first second of the video, you're breathing and making a mouth noise, and you haven't even told me, like with text on screen, who this video is for and what it's about, scroll. And then you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to go, all my videos get 200 or less views, and nobody seems to be commenting on them. But I have really good. Listen, you got to know who you're talking to. You got to talk to one person. You got to make it snappy. You got to make it entertaining. You have to want to watch that video twice. If you don't want to watch that video twice, you think somebody else is going to want to. Mm-hmm. But it's easier when you know who you're talking to. You got to know their problems. You got to know the solutions to their problems. You got to know, it's like that, the storytelling technique that the guys who created South Park talk about, where when you're telling a story and you're helping somebody like fix this problem, if you keep saying, and then, it's not an interesting story. So you got to say, I started my business in October of 2020, but I didn't get my first client until March of 2021. Therefore, I wish I would have invested in coaching. Like you really got to take people on that ride of, it's not all rainbows and unicorns.
Yeah. And you can't go too far the other direction either, where it's all fire and brimstone.
Yeah.
You have to balance the middle ground. Nobody wants doom and gloom, and nobody believes you if it's all rainbows.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. It's like we build trust by being honest, by being transparent.
Yeah.
I mean, like the workshop that I'm doing right now that we were doing yesterday. I mean, I was very transparent that I have no idea how many sessions this is going to take. It's the first time we're doing it this format. I don't know what we're in for. And everybody that I invited was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. It was awesome.
But I mean, I was very upfront. Ooh, frog in my throat today. Oh, I don't know what is going on. I was very upfront though, that I was like, this is the benefit, because I know this will happen, but this is what could go wrong. This is what I think it's, we might not have we didn't have breaks because I had planned to get through 3 pillars in one day. We made it through 1. So I had breaks in between each pillar, and we never made it to the first break. So I just completely forgot to do breaks for like 4.5, 5 hours.
And I don't think, but
Melanie's face, y'all, for people that see the audio, the look I just got.
But you know what? I don't think anybody missed it. At least I didn't. That was the thing. It was so fun, and it was so interactive that anybody could have gotten up and said, hey, I need to take a break, but no one did.
I think a couple of people kind of did, but they did on their own. They finished their answers or whatever, and then went and took a break. So it's, but I was honest. These are the problems. These are the benefits. And I think we don't do that enough. Here's the problems. Here's what could go wrong. Here's who shouldn't be here. Instead of we're so busy trying to sell stuff sometimes that we're like, this is who should be. This is who needs it. This is what's so awesome about it. And we're like, unless this is you, or this is true, or then don't buy, please.
So that makes me think too, what is y'all's view on a money back guarantee as a service provider who's never going to get that time back?
Oh, that's a good one. I think
here's what I tell people.
I mean, it depends on the service. It depends on how much you're putting into it. It depends on if you have any other costs that you have to deal with. I think sometimes a money back guarantee can be useful.
Yeah.
But if you're doing the right thing in the front end, like if you have a good discovery call in the beginning, if you're making sure that you've got the right client, if you're setting the expectations correctly. They shouldn't need a money back guarantee. If you're doing a payment plan, like they're with you for 6 months, they're paying every month, you can let them cancel instead of locking them into 6 months. That I'm a big fan of. Like, why would I hold someone hostage that doesn't want to work with me anymore?
Yeah.
Like, if they want out, let them out. Now, some people won't do that. They'll be like, no, you can quit doing meetings, but you owe me for 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them do that. And I don't really like that, because if, like, say I've seen this with a coach, and it was like a 6-month commitment, but she was horrible. Like, the person wasn't getting better. They were spiraling out of, why would they want, so they wanted to just break the contract because there's 3 months in and they're worse than they were when they began.
Yeah.
But that showed you the type of person she was, because at the end, she wasn't concerned about the person and their benefit. She was concerned about where you made a commitment. And it's like, if somebody is not doing well, what do you prioritize?
Yeah.
And so, it's not a black and white, because some things are product, related, that, okay, if your product is crappy and it doesn't work, but when it comes to time, I like the idea of giving them a certain amount of time to make, like, you don't go all the way to the end of 6 months and say, oh, this sucked. You know it sucked within the first month or whatever, or you give it to or something, but you don't, because there are some people who want to play with you.
Yeah.
And then there's some people who are genuinely, so most of the time, especially when it gets into higher end stuff, you have to say, look, okay, you got this amount of time to decide whether this is a fit, and you have to do your part.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not going to do the work, you can't blame me for your lack of effort. So
I've started giving my 6-month clients a pretty hefty onboarding guide. So it's like they sign up, the PayPal goes through, here's the email, and it's about 20 questions that you actually have to like look at and think and write out, because I want us to start with a very clear picture of where you are and a very clear picture of where you want to go. Because a big part of manifestation is the concept that money doesn't make you happy. Happy makes you money. So if we can get you feeling really good right now, like you would feel when you get that yacht, when you get that $20,000 client, whatever it is, that's your big goal. If you can start feeling like you have that now, it'll come a lot faster. So with this pretty hefty onboarding guide, people understand this is going to take work, right? So when I communicate to these new clients, we're going to be talking on Marco Polo probably every day, at least for the first 2 months, because you're going to have questions, because I work with a bunch of overthinkers. Oh, it's been so fun. And I work with people that need a lot of clarity around what the directions are. And I am intentionally vague about directions on this onboarding guide, because I got to know the level of overthinking that you're at.
Yeah.
No.
So
well, I mean, that says a lot too. I mean, having that really good onboarding process, that can help you with the money back situations, because it's like, what's going to happen after they buy.
Yeah.
It's amazing how many people don't think through what happens after someone buys.
Yeah.
It's like just having that planned out so that means you can communicate that up front. So people know what they're getting into before they even buy. They know what to expect. They know what their commitment is going to be. And really, when we talk about money back guarantees, what we're talking about is how do we de-risk it to get someone to make a purchase.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And there's so many ways to de-risk it. You could give them their first session for free, even. That would be a way to de-risk it. Or you don't take payment until after the first session if they want to continue. Or like there's so many de-risking strategies out there that don't involve you having to like give the money back. You know what I mean? Like there's so many other ways to approach it. Like with the group workshop that I'm doing, one of the ways I'm de-risking it, because we know the group is a new format, it might not work. I de-risk it by saying that I will take you through it one by one if the group format doesn't work.
Yeah.
That was a de-risking strategy. That's a backup. Do I think I'm going to have to rely on that? No. But did it make people feel a lot better? Yeah.
That's something that coaches can really pull on too when they're running a group coaching program, is include one one-on-one session with you, right? Now, that's going to change depending on your scale. obviously. But I mean, we talk about this all the time, how you love a group program and I prefer people one-on-one just because of the topics that we cover. You know, the topics you cover are easier understood when you have other people around to ask the questions that you don't even realize. But when you're digging deep into your belief system about what you're worthy of, do you necessarily want other people in the room?
Right.
You know, so making that call too. Again, if we're going to serve the right client, we're going to create real transformation. Just because you got people out here trying to sell you a group program on Instagram or how to create a group program on Instagram, that might not be right for you.
And you know, your money back guarantee can help weed out the wrong clients.
Mm-hmm.
It can help weed out because if they're in there to play games, then you set it up to where it's going to repel their games before it even starts. Because most of the people are going to be good. They're going to come in and they're going to want you and want to do the work, but you're going to have a few of those who want to play with you. Yeah. And they come in with totally different intentions and they're going to be looking to get something for nothing and see how much. And so you just put it in a way that the people who are really want the transformation are not going to have an issue with.
Yeah. That's a really good point too. And you pitch it differently on your like sign up pages and in your landing pages and stuff too. Because a lot of times when people don't have a money back guarantee, if they feel like they should, again, this is like your intuition coming back to bite you in the butt. I feel like I should have one, but I don't want to do one. So now we just hide it and we avoid that question. Yeah. It makes more sense to put that question right on the landing page and say, do you have a money back guarantee? No, I don't. Here is why. This is what I do instead.
I know coaches that do that too. I have a friend who's actually helped us out at the Neuro-Spicy Academy explaining LinkedIn. Katie, what's up? But she talks about that in content. She's like, I don't offer a money back guarantee because you're not going to get that time back. I'm not going to get that time back. I've spent many years perfecting my craft to provide this to you. And if you're looking for an out, then you're not looking at the right coach.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, but a lot of people have been burned by coaches.
Explain why it's good from their benefit. Like I'm not offering a money back guarantee because it puts you in the wrong frame of mind.
Yeah.
Right. Because that's not the best thing. You don't need to come at this thinking that you have an easy path out.
Yeah.
You need to come at this doing this. But what I have done for you instead is while this is a 6-month program, if you are not happy, you can cancel at any time. I advise you to commit for at least a month. We're going to do the discovery call ahead of time so that we can make sure that we're a good energetic fit for each other. If we both agree, we move forward. If you're not happy after the first month, you can cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like explaining to people, I have seen coaches do exactly what you're saying. Like they come down heavy handed. Like I'm not doing it because you don't want it, because I don't want it, because I don't. And it's just like, and that attracts some of the right people, but I think it's good to say what you're doing instead sometimes too. Because they're what they're looking for with that question is, what if I make a bad decision? What are my options?
Yeah, they're just looking for reassurance and that safety.
Why is it so hard to invest in yourself as a female founder? Why is it so hard? Is it because society makes us believe that we're supposed to take care of everybody else and not have any needs? I saw a TikTok the other day that said, it was one of those, I was on my period, so I was real crybaby, but it's fine. But it was one of those like picture posts that was a beautiful poem that was like, your needs have always deserved to be met or something like that. And I was like, oh my God, you're so right. I wasn't supposed to be taking care of myself when I was 10 years old. Again, the stuff that we have to go through to be successful. But it's hard for female founders to be like, okay, this is what I need to do. There's a small percentage of them that are like, I know I need coaching. I'm investing in it. I'm happy to do it. Here's the payment. Let's start tomorrow. But then there's others that are like, I don't know. And to that, I always say, how much time and effort and money have you spent on the cheaper options that don't include one-on-one time with a professional coach? How much time and money have you spent on those that haven't gotten you where you want to go? Right? Because we're spending time or energy or money on things that are either moving us forward or moving us not forward. So really weighing the options out. What kind of transformation do you really want?
Yeah. And taking the time. And that's the thing. Oh, wow. What do you want?
Yeah.
That clarity. And is what you want what you really want, or is it what you think your society tells you you should want?
Yeah. That's a big question that's happening to the collective right now.
That's another episode because I got a content piece of that. Ooh,
write it down.
Oh, I wrote it down the other day because I got on my soapbox in my head.
You guys just reminded me. This morning I got a download of a really good, quick mantra, and I sent it to one of my older clients. I don't know why. They were just like, tell her she needs to hear this. And it's very easy. Okay, you ready? Watch it all work out. Just watch it all work out, right? We're having a little bit of a plumbing issue on one part of the house. And instead of me freaking out about it, I'm not. I just reminded myself, I said, watch it all work out. It always has. Why would I assume it's not going to moving forward? But what is so stressful about plumbing problems? Oh, they're so scary.
Yeah.
Water makes a lot of damage real fast.
It adds up real fast. Like my dishwasher and the floor underneath it. But anywho.
My house is 101 years old.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's actually a Sears Roebuck. Buy in the catalog, and they would mail it to your house, and you put it together yourself. My neighbor's got the same one. It's so cool. It's so cool. It's been added on to over the years, and like obviously my kitchen is upgraded and everything. But again, pipes are a scary problem to have.
Yeah,
they had homes and catalogs.
Yeah,
back in the day.
You just bought your plot of land. Because this used to be a suburb of downtown Jacksonville. It kind of still is, but everybody got their plot of land, and you built your stuff on it. Bing, bang, boom. Couple $100.
It's you put it together yourself?
Yeah.
How did I live this long and never? Okay.
I don't know.
That's starting to come back now. They're starting to be more of like the catalog, like ship and build homes are starting to come back into style now because it's so expensive to live.
The part that I'm in right now actually used to be outside, and then they built it in. And then when we moved in, we built a wall over there to make it into another bedroom, and we turned the third bedroom into the second bathroom. So it used to just be a 3-1. And I don't know about you guys, but I have children, and they require more than one toilet. You used to be able to order a whole house from Sears Roebuck. Yeah, you did. Whole thing, and they would deliver it, and you'd put it together. It had everything down to the nails you needed.
Wow. Okay, that's I know it's off topic, but it's wow.
Yeah,
why do you think I'm walking around my neighborhood so much?
Together, like there's some that are like little like packing cube style things. They just pull them up, set them down, fold them up, fold the walls out, put it all down, and then now you have a house.
Uh-oh, someone's there.
Yep.
You're protected. Don't worry.
Yeah, those little wagging tails are real vicious. So go get them.
Right, they'll get you. Meanwhile, mine are lounging on the couch, soon to be reminded that one of the kids stayed home because he's going to wake up, and then you're going to hear the parade of click-clacking toenails on 100-year-old hardwood floors.
Yeah. I'm taking mine for a groomer visit next week, so they'll clack less. Right now, they've got the
another thing too, because you've had a lot of new challenges pop up on the personal life, and again, to bring it back to our topic today, if you're not working with the right people and providing the right transformation, when you have to move an appointment around, every time I've had to message a client and be like, hey, we got to move our call from today. I'm available tomorrow or the next day, la, 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 la. Instead of being worried about their response and then being like, oh, they're always like, every single time I go, oh, thank God you said it. I was going to try and rearrange it with you too because I got something going on. Because remember, we want you at your best. If we're a service provider who is going to make sure you are transforming, you can't come to the table. You can't come to all of our meetings at 8 p.m. after a long day when you're dead tired and you haven't even had dinner yet, right? Like, I don't want you to come to me with that energy. I want you to be bright-eyed and bushy-tailed as much as possible. So if that means we got to move a call around, let's move the call around.
Yep.
Yeah. And the other thing on that, because I know our topic is like creating the right transformation, but have you really articulated and defined that real transformation that you're creating?
Yeah.
That's
going to tell you who that client is a lot. Like, what is that transformation?
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just starting out, what do you want that transformation to be?
Yeah.
Or what can you offer?
Especially to the extent of if I'm working with somebody who's working their muggle job and building their business, I'll help them through that transformation of quitting the muggle job and doing the business full time. You will help them through that transformation of it's time to hire people, right? So the problems that you talk about and the solutions you talk about on your social media and in your marketing can't be geared towards the person who just started their business.
No, unless it's more of the prep mindset thing. Like if you're going here at this stage for the early stage, because I'm working with people who are already either they're ready to hire a team. Most of them already have a team.
Yeah.
And it's the team dynamic that has the issue. But for the earlier stages, it's realizing that this is where you're going.
Yeah.
Start to prepare now. It'll make your life a whole lot easier, because if you start preparing now, and it took me a long time to figure this out because, once you figure it out, once you get down there, now the issues that I have to deal with there that could have been done earlier, they just didn't have the tools.
Yeah.
But you have the tools now that you could start preparing. So when you get to that scaling, I have a group that's called Scaling with Ease, where you can start the ease now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can make it easier on yourself now when you know, okay, this is coming. This is coming. Yeah. Let me take care of this now. So when it comes, I can scale right into it a whole lot easier than someone who's like, oh my gosh. Because the issue ain't really, they hire people. It's just that they get the wrong people. And then they create more work for themselves and more stress and more burnout. And then everything kind of.
Or they hire the right people and they don't know how to use them and they burn the right people out.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times.
Yeah. And the thing is, people think that it's always bad bosses. And I've learned that it's not always bad bosses. They just don't know how to manage the team. They don't know how to really do it. Sometimes they're the best people with the best intentions, but they just suck at the people side.
Well, even if you think about it too, because I run into this, is I don't like very detailed directions. I have dyslexia and I don't want to sit there and read all this shit. And with my PDA autism, my brain instantly says, they think you're an idiot and you don't even know how to tie your shoes because look at all these detailed directions. But most people would like very detailed directions. So when it comes to building my team, I have to battle my brain from saying, you are not belittling them by doing this. This is what they crave. And if you don't give them all these details, you can't expect them to do something the way you want it done.
Yeah. And some people operate, whenever I'm talking to a team member, and this is something I do pretty intuitively. So it's like, okay, this person processes this way. They need short bullet points. Boom, 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 boom. This one, they need the detail.
Yeah.
So I have to communicate the same thing 8 different ways because they all are going to hear it a different way and they need to process information. I need bullets.
Yeah.
I don't need a book. I
like to have some of the why. Like I found that was helpful a lot of times too.
Why is very important.
This is what we're doing. This is how you do it, but this is why we're doing it.
Yeah.
Because then they can make decisions. And you guys can practice this with AI even before you have a staff member. If you're not getting back the responses that you need from AI, most of the time, not always, sometimes it just hallucinates, but most of the time it's because you're not telling it what you're doing and why.
Yeah.
You're just like, I want you to write a blog post on topic, not I want you to write a blog post on topic for this audience to help them understand this and to help me recommend this as a next step, right? Just that extra detail, you get better responses out of AI and out of humans.
Yeah.
Because they can't, they don't know the background that they don't know like something as simple as a blog article for a client. You know that client. You've met with that client. You know what makes that client a little different, what makes them tick. Now you hand it off to a writer and what they give you back is like, this doesn't make any sense given all this context that I didn't provide you.
Yeah.
And I think like getting back to, we've mentioned a few times, like you guys have mentioned, clients at certain stages or people at certain stages and leveling up. And for the people who are not in the know, that's coming from a progressive avatar matrix exercise that we teach as part of the blueprint and part of the academy. Because a lot of times people are using marketing tools for business design, right? They're using avatar sheets, before, after grids, customer value journeys. Those are for marketing. Those are for, I already know what I sell. I already know who I sell it to. I already know what happens when they buy it. I already have all those answers. We're documenting them so we can create this campaign.
Yeah.
Right. They serve a different purpose. When we're talking about business design, what I teach is breaking your customer down into 5 levels. Like, where do they start their journey, and where are they when they achieve their wildest dreams, and what is happening in the middle, right? Like, the students we work with at the academy start at the dream level. I might be a real entrepreneur someday. I hope to be. I want to be. They move up to the build level when they're ready to start executing, building that business, getting serious, putting out the content, building the website, designing their services, all that. They move into the grow level when they're trying to acquire more clients. They've got that good foundation built. Now it's time to ramp it up. Now it's time to bring the clients on. They move up into the scale level when that's working. We've got clients on demand. We could just turn that tap up or down as much as we want. That's not a problem. Now we have to turn around and work on the internals. We have to get staff. We have to make sure that we can deliver consistently. We have to do just as good for the 10th client as we did for the 15th and the 20th and the 30th. Has to be assembly line as best as you can, right?
Yeah.
So you're turning around and going operations at scale, and then relax. You can do whatever you want. You've made enough money. Unless you just really did something stupid, you're not going to be broke again. You've insulated yourself pretty well. You've got lots of stuff. You've got everything going right for you. You have the pick of your time, right? So we break our avatar down into all 5 levels.
Yeah.
And it changes everything when you think about it that way.
Yeah.
You're not getting, a lot of people are afraid to niche into one type of client, one type of business, because they're like, it's going to be so small. I won't find enough clients. That maybe that could happen, but I haven't seen it yet.
Never.
You know, it's like when you niche down, you get more opportunity, not less.
What I like about the PAM matrix too, though, is that you're not just talking about, oh, I'm only going to work with health coaches. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the lifestyle that they're dealing with now, their aspirational lifestyle, where you get so deep into not just what you're going to sell them, but like you really got to know this person, especially since we all have our altruistic side where we're like, I just want to help people that can't afford my services. That's what your content is for, right? That's for those level ones who have the potential and the desire to be a level 5 or a level 2, 3, or 4, but they're not there yet, right? Because how many times have you ever offered a scholarship to somebody, or somebody really, it may just be me, but it's happened to me in the past, where somebody really got into my community and wore me down and got me to do something for free for them. And there was no results from it because those people were really not there for they thought they were, they convinced me that they were, but they weren't ever a level 1, right? So really looking at those aspects of the person too. What's the drive and desire? What's their attitude around success? Because I can't, if you're still in a victim mindset, I'm done. No, thank you. I can help you once you realize that, like, I want to be more positive. I want to be more successful. I'm willing to do and change what needs to be done and changed to get there. But somebody who's looking for something for free all the time, probably not the one.
And those are the ones that also want money back guarantee. I mean, not money back guarantees, but who want to manipulate that situation. Because, you know, there's nothing wrong with desiring that at all. But those who are looking to manipulate that situation.
And there's nothing wrong with occasionally having scholarships or occasionally and putting a little bit into somebody if you think that they have what it takes. The problem is you need to know how to tell if they have what it takes.
That's what the PAM comes. That's why she comes in so handy, because she identifies that level 1 who will turn into a level 2, 3, 4, or 5, whatever their desire is, and they're willing to put in the work. That avatar matrix makes it possible.
That's the most brilliant thing I've seen in that space, because, you know, most avatar exercises, trainings, whatever, focus on one level, but they're not focusing on the levels before and the levels afterwards, which help you decide what you're doing, the transformation you're providing, and how you can help. Like, you know, we're talking about, you just said, Melanie, that's what your content is for, the ones who can't afford it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it's for. You are still helping them. You can still make the impact. It's currency.
Yeah.
When you're putting your content out on YouTube and all of the socials, that's currency when they're responding and they're learning, because they're getting some benefit. So you are helping them.
Yeah.
Well, you made a really good point just then too, like the ones who can't pay yet.
Yes.
Because that's one of the things that Avatar Matrix makes you do is look at where they're at and where they're trying to go. What's the next step? So if your free content, your email newsletter, we have a free tier at the Academy. Y'all can go check that out anytime you want. You can join completely for free. And it is designed to help you get from 1 to 2. Because at 2, you're making enough money that you can afford to pay and join. That's the idea, right? So our free content, our free stuff has a purpose to move the right people forward. It acts as a filtering mechanism. Then when somebody moves in and buys, they move up. Same kind of thing happens. We want to get them from 2 to 3.
Yeah.
Right? So in the Academy, in that first paid tier, that $197 a month tier, we're going to get you from 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. We're covering 2 levels in that one tier. So, I mean, it means you design your services intentionally. It means everything that you do is intentional. We're not just going to like spit out a lead magnet for getting people's email addresses in 10 minutes with ChatGPT. Cool. Yes, that's you need lead magnets, but instead of just creating something random on some topic that you think is interesting, you're like, I want to target 2s and I want to help them move a little closer to 3. Is my little free ebook going to take them from 2 to 3? Of course not. That's a big journey, right? We're talking levels that can take decades to complete. So they're not going to get that way in one ebook, but we'll move them from 2 to 2.1. Everything we do is moving them forward. That's the goal. And it aligns it really well. It helps you find the holes too with the things that you don't do. Like the 3 of us are together because that's our target client and they need to move forward. And one of us alone doesn't have what it takes to move them fully from one level to the next level.
Yeah.
It takes
with me, I kept getting the ones, and I need a team, right? I work best with the team. Yeah. But I had so many that needed the startup help. And I know my limitations, because I'm good on the team side, but without a team, it's like, what am I doing over here? I mean, in terms of like the marketing strategy and all of that stuff, even that, I did it in a team setting. I always made sure that there was a team with what I did. However, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, I want to help these people, but I'm not the person for them. And then guess what happened? You materialized.
Yeah.
I wanted it so bad. I was like, I really want to help these. I know I'm not the one, but I want to connect and partner with someone who can get it. And I don't know where you came from, but I do know where you came from. But it was really like this idea. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. Like, this is what I've been wanting, but I knew I couldn't create it myself. Didn't even want to, but I wanted to have somewhere to send them to say, this is where you need to be. That's going. And then you just blew my mind with, oh my gosh, like your ideas and vision was beyond what I had ever thought about in my mind. And I was like, yeah. So it works out. Like, it just comes.
And that's one way that Pam creates the shopping list is like you're recognizing there's a whole level in the journey. And that's the thing with your avatar. It's not about the journey you're taking them on. It's the journey that they're already on. Yeah. Right. So there's a whole level to yours that you can't really help one-on-one with your existing services. So that's one way that Pam became a shopping list for you is here's a client I can pick up when they're here in the journey and take them the rest of the way. But I don't really want to work here, can't work here. Where's a partner that could fill that in? That's one way. Another way it turns into a shopping list is like me and Melanie. I can give someone the plan to get through all 5 levels with the blueprint, but I can't get them out of their own head and out of their own way to get them to do it. That doesn't help. So like she's coming alongside through all of the pillars and backing that up with here's what you can do to get your mindset, to get your energy, to get what you need to do. Cause you can't do these things if you don't. That's one way, that we find a shopping list for partnerships. Another way is that it looks at not just you, right? Like if we're targeting entrepreneurs, we've already agreed none of us touches finances. We're talking money mindset. We're talking tracking them. We're talking making sure that you're getting your money back on your employees, but not tracking your books, filing your taxes. Our target client needs that though. So an accountant, a financial provider, they have our audience. So there's parts of the Pam that actually has you write down who else are they using alongside you or instead of you. and be able to, go shopping. That's one of the fastest ways to grow your business. People are always like, I must do more content. I must do more of this. I must do that. Go find the people who already have your audience and create something with them together. We've got students negotiating partnership deals right now.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of this academy, because it was something that we recognize that a lot of times newbie are starting out entrepreneurs, we're getting bits and pieces from this coach and this coach and this coach, and you don't know how to put all of this stuff together. And not only that, and there, like something someone said in my Facebook group when I was doing a training, is like they sell the piece of the pie as if it's the whole pie.
Yeah.
And here you're getting the whole pie, and you know where it fits. It's like, oh, I need this part too, because when I was doing the training that I did, and he was right, he said, he told me I was going to fail. And he said, when you fail, I'll be here, because I was trying to help the newer entrepreneurs and trying to give them the education and the marketing and the strategy. And he was like, yeah, it's going to fail.
Yeah.
It's going to fail. And I won't say it failed, but I did learn that they just weren't at the level that they needed to be to really digest. They loved the training. They loved everything about it, but they realized, oh, I'm not even at the level I need to be able to answer some of these questions.
Yeah. Or I'll get this all the time in a 90-minute session. I'll be like, oh, okay, so social media is your problem. How much are you working between your muggle job and your business? And they're working 60, 70-hour weeks. And I go, do you have time for social media? Do you wonder why your social media sucks? It's because you're exhausted, and everybody can feel that, and you resent it because it's another thing on your to-do list. So like really establishing where is the core problem, right? And we know with solopreneurs or entrepreneurs who are running a team that they need to delegate more things. And if you're on your own and you don't have a team yet, delegation means stop doing the shit that isn't moving the needle forward.
Stop making it harder than it has to be. I'm guilty of that one. Launch things the simplest, easiest, fastest way possible. Just because you can, because it would be easy, because you could do this little thing real quick. You can deal with it later when, if it's needed and you have time. Launch it the fastest, simplest way you can.
Yeah. And especially if you're a creative, you'll forget anyway.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a Google Doc.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a Google Doc. It's good shit, right? I'll turn it into a Google Doc, and then you can put it onto an Excel spreadsheet if that's how your brain works. But if you send me an Excel spreadsheet, you better tell me exactly which cell I'm supposed to be looking at, because my brain will see that and go, nope, gotta go. See you later. So do what works best for you. I know people talk about apps like Notion and stuff all the time. And what I continuously hear about these apps that are supposed to help with productivity and motivation and whatnot is that they'll use them for a couple days and then they just aren't in the practice of doing it, and it doesn't solve all their problems, because their real problem is not remembering what to do. Their real problem is that they are not utilizing the simple tools to remember things. You're not writing things down. You're not using your calendar regularly, right? Like the most important sentence for any entrepreneur is, let me check my calendar and get back to you. Because I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I don't know what I'm doing in a month from now, but my calendar does. And I'm not going to muddy up the few, like, what's it called? Like open routes that I have going on. My capacity is maxed out if I have to remember appointments too. Like it's just not there. So utilize the easiest stuff first before you start spending buku money on other things. Like it's just.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times people spend, so much time trying to automate things in the beginning, trying to build up. And it's like, how many clients do you have right now? Oh, well, none. Why are we worrying about automating the sign up for the workshop that you haven't got anybody to sign up for?
Maybe we should be going live and talking about a webinar or something like that right now. Maybe we should be emailing our list. Maybe we should be making content to get more people over to that email list. Just an idea.
Yeah. It's like the only thing that I would automate for most of your signups is the initial confirmation email. Done.
Yeah.
They sign up. You've confirmed they have signed up.
Yeah.
If you're launching something for the first time, that's all you need. I didn't even make a sign up page for the workshop thing we're running right now. I direct messaged people, and I was like, it's people I know, so I wasn't cold DMing, but I DM'd people and I was like, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want in? I didn't set up a sign up page. I didn't what it like they said they were in. I just added them to the calendar invite. Yep. Easy peasy done. I could have went through like that could have turned into a whole like Zoom webinar meeting series where I went in and made all the things and created the registration pages and did add the calendar links and convert to time zone links and blah, blah, blah. But I just add them to the calendar and the calendar does all the things. Yeah. It's like add them to the calendar reminds them, it pings, it invites them, it sends the emails, it does all the things. Did it take me a couple extra seconds to go copy paste everybody's email addresses to a calendar? Yeah. But that was a whole lot less energy, time than setting up all those automated systems. Plus you get to know people more. Like if you start off in the beginning with your first 20, 30 clients that you take on in anything that you do, automating everything, you don't get the touch points. Yeah. You don't get to talk to humans. You don't get to hear what humans say is working and what isn't working.
Yeah.
I like this one from Claudine too. In today's world of instant gratification, I think a lot of people forget or even disregard the boots on the ground work that always needs to get done. Yeah. 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 And I mean, a lot of times we beat ourselves up because we don't think we're doing enough. If your max work week is 40 hours, which it should be max, that is not, let's try and work up to 40 hours. Let's not work past 40 hours. If that's your target work week, you've only got about 20 hours for client facing activities. The other 20 are into running your business most of the time.
Right.
Right. And I don't think people realize just how much time goes into running a business and how little time is left for clients. So when they're doing their math on what should I charge, they're like, oh, well, I work 40 hours a week or so. I want to make this much per hour. And they do their math on 40 hours. You've got 15, 20 for billable time. Best case. That's why you have to hire at some point. If you're going to grow, hiring is necessary. Finding ways to leverage your time is necessary and still move clients forward. You have to move clients forward on the journey. If you're not moving them forward, you're just going to churn and burn. You're not going to get the benefits of referrals. You're not going to get the benefits of partnerships. You're not going to get the benefits of like high functioning affiliate programs, right? Like there's so many things you're going to miss out on if you're not creating that transformation. You're going to work a hell of a lot harder for every client that you bring on and a hell of a lot harder to deliver if you're not designing it intentionally that way.
Right.
So, all right, we are at our hour. This was a good episode, you guys. Do you guys have any final parting thoughts for everybody on creating real transformation for the right clients?
You cannot create real transformation for the right clients if you're not also taking care of yourself. So first and foremost on your to-do list, on your itinerary every single day is what do I need to do to make sure that I have the energy and the capacity to help the people that are paying for my help. Right. And you can play around with all those different things. Christina, you'll be proud of me. I've turned from a morning shower into a nighttime shower because it really just helps me calm down a lot at the end of the night and helps me get a better night's sleep. And it takes the whole shower process off the table in the morning. I didn't realize how transformational that could be because I will spend a good 20 minutes leaning on my bathroom counter scrolling TikTok before I even turn the shower on. That's 20 minutes every single day. You do the math. But if it's the end of the day, and I'm trying to transition from work mode into chill out mode, leaning on the bathroom counter for 20 minutes and then hopping in a shower is perfect. Right? So really making sure that you take care of yourself so that you can help take care of other people.
And Claudine dropped a comment on that one. Give yourself the grace of time for your transformation to be seen by yourself. Yeah, that's true. A lot of times we start working on ourselves, we don't realize that there's been an improvement. A lot of times I don't. I mean, like even the shower thing, I have started trying to switch to a morning shower now that everybody in my house has jobs and they're all getting messy and dirty and they all come home from work at the end of the day and they need a nighttime bath. So 3-4 people trying to take a shower at the same time at the end of the day was getting rough. And I can do mornings, but yeah, I'm with you. I don't like it.
It's hard.
It's a lot hard. It's so much more to do because you're already trying to get up, get dressed, get ready to and then you got to shower and then your hair's wet and you can't finish it the rest of the way. Yeah.
Plus, what you're not thinking about, because I used to be like, ew, a nighttime shower, you're dirty when you wake up in the morning. You're not dirty when you wake up in the morning if you shower right before you go to bed.
Yeah.
So, we got to remember all the details, but just take care of yourselves. Do your research and take care of yourselves. That's what I'm going to tell everybody all the time.
Yeah. What about you, Victoria? Any parting thoughts on creating real transformation for the right clients?
I think creating it means identifying what that transformation is and what it is for yourself as well. Like, what's the transformation you want to make in your life, and identifying and documenting what that is and getting real clear, because you are a part of their transformation and you are a key part of the transformation. So also knowing yourself well enough to be able to be confident in, you know what? This is who I am. This is how I know I can create a transformation. And you
Yeah.
have to know yourself and be confident in that side of yourself before you can deliver it. And you deliver that confidence to you, your clients, your team. That's what gets the buy-in too.
Yeah. I'd say my parting thought is you have to know what the right clients are and you have to know what the transformation is. You have to put the work into documenting it. You have to do business design, which was something that I didn't even know existed until a few years ago. I didn't know that's what I was doing. But you have to know how what you do is going to move someone forward. You have to know what that journey is on that they're on is, even if they don't hire you, they're heading that direction. You have to work with people that could get to the end without hiring you. You're not the only way they can get there. Right? They're determined, they're going to make it happen. If they don't hire you, they're still going to get there. But hiring you should help them get there faster, easier, greater chance of success every single time. And the easiest way to make sure that you do everything we just told you to do, join the academy. It's free. Like, you can get it on the completely free tier and it's free forever for life. You've got the Slack channel. You get occasional invites to come to campus. You get the courses that we have prepared for you. If you go in on the 197 tier, you can get in on it for 7 days for free. Free trials. That's another alternate way to de-risk things versus a money-back guarantee. But you can go do that 7-day free trial, check it out, come to campus, check out the courses. The exercise that we keep talking about, the progressive avatar matrix, that training is in the academy, in the courses. So you can go and follow along and design it out and start identifying those partnerships, start identifying that journey, start identifying what someone's trying to do and how you can help. So that was my pitch and my recommendation, because that PAM tool has been changing lives and you get access to that for free for 7 days when you join. And it's only $197 a month after that. And you get like all of us plus all the amazing mentors that we're working on bringing on right now too. So it's a no-brainer, y'all. It's a no-brainer.
Good stuff.
All right. On that note, we are out for the day. Bye, guys. We'll see you again. Same time, same place next week. Neuro-Spicy academy.com/show. We will see you then.
Bye.